all my crafty friends, NanaKaye here with NanaKayeDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook on Etsy.com. I hope you're all having a beautiful start to a great Monday. Yesterday we left off right here on this book where we were adding the pages to the altered book. The title of the previous video was New Twist to Altered Book Pages. We are going through new ways to fold our pockets and things on our altered book. But the first step here was to try to get it pretty much prepped as far as the flat pages go. And I have gotten, I think, almost through the book putting the pages on, other than where the pockets are. That's a pocket page, so that's what I'm looking for now. So we're going to continue with that, getting these last few pages on of the general journal pages here. Looks like we've only got 2 more, so let's see what we've got left here that we can work with. I'm going to leave this one because I like the look of it. Copy stain. Like I say, I always try to leave the last few intact. Oh, I got one here. So let's see what we've got that will match that design. I think I would like this one. Okay, right there. Yeah, I don't want a lot of pattern because I've already got pattern here. So that's one thing you do when you're choosing. You kind of hopefully try to make the two blend. And I am still using my glue stick because it gives me a few minutes to actually do my moving the page around a little bit to get it in position. Sometimes that's a little difficult, but it's all process. And again, my work area, I say, is too narrow. So let me put my book up so I can get in a little bit better inside, even though I'm just gluing, and you know how to glue. But you don't want to watch just a blank screen. So let's get in there and see. I hope everybody had a good Sunday. We had a good Sunday. The last video went really well. Hope you all got a chance to watch the whole thing. I hope you will take the time to like and subscribe. Still kind of depending on some comments down there to help me know what route to continue to go in. Not sure what you guys are wanting to see. Okay, I did use the glue stick, as you saw, and I'm just for extra caution, because like I say, I've not used this glue stick long, so I'm not sure how long this will adhere and hold, because I have got some of these glue sticks for you a couple of years ago, and they've already, pages broke loose. So we don't want to repeat that. When you're doing a journal, you want it to last a long time, because a lot of times when people get these journals and they're making them into memories, these are memories they want to be able to pass on to other people, especially if you're using your journal as kind of a scrapbook with photos and all. You want it to last. So when you're putting it together, take just that extra step to try to secure your pages tight. Okay, so that one's on, and we've got 2 more I think I saw. This page here, and I'm going to do a little bit on this page. And I really could just do something at the bottom here, and I may hold off on actually putting something big there. I've got 2 more pages, and I like this one. But I really believe, as pretty as that is, I believe we need a solid. I don't like that either. Alright, let's just reach right over here and see what we've got in a solid pattern. And I'm not sure I have any more solid patterns that have the stitches already on them. Well, I got a pink. And you know what? That's, I like that. I'm going to use it, because if there's a little bit of pink in there, so that's what I have. So we're going to go with it. Of course, most of the time, most of these pages are covered anyway by the time you add an insert, a pocket, or whatever. And then when I get these in, I'm going to show you how much space we've already taken up on this altered book, so we know how much more we can possibly add to it before it becomes an alligator mouth, which is one thing I do not want, if I can prevent it. Not that you can't have a little bit, because when you do your closer, you're going to pull it together a little tighter. But for the most part, I do not want alligator mouth. And unfortunately, with making altered books, this happens more times than not, because it is hard to prejudge how much you've got to pull out. But you know what? As I do these, I will get the hang of it. I will get the hang of knowing what to pull out. Again, I'm just adding both types of glue, just a tiny bit of the Berry Arts behind the stick glue, stick glue, just to make sure that we've got a good seal on these pages. Like I say, on that very back one, I'm going to leave blank because I like the coffee stain look. It kind of looks like coffee stain. So I'm going to leave it blank for now. Oh, let's move this out of the way and see what we end up with. That's always something we can do later. It's not a big deal. And I'm most likely going to use this particular page here if it doesn't turn out. And as you see, we've got pages left. I had made 3 signatures for a different journal right here, and I had already sewn them, and I cut these apart to do this book just because I decided I wanted to do an altered book. Really, altered book is more my niche than make it a journal from scratch. I do design the pages, don't get me wrong, that's my niche also, but as far as the books go, I don't know, I just like the altered books. I just do. I like the altered books. Now look, we really have not added a lot of space. Even though we have added this much of this designer kit already to this book, we have not got a lot of space. We still got a lot of space to work, so let's go. What we're going to do now in this video is start again back on these pages and deciding. Now I'm going to look at these as I go, and little spots that seem to be sticking up, like I don't like that edge right there up. I want to get it on back down. And I may find places like this, so while I'm doing, you may see me stop and do something like this, but that's what you'll do your own selves. As you're working on your journal, you will find little quirks and things that don't seem to be working the way you want them, and you try to repair them as you go. That way you don't have to remember and come back and maybe miss something. So the best thing to do is do it as you're going. So, and if you missed the video on this flap here, it was on the prior video. So go back to the first video in this series, which was a new twist on journal pages, altered book journal pages. Alright, what we've got here is a corner, and then a little bit of a back flap here. I need to put something on this corner. I need a page that's going to go on that corner of some sort, and I still want some stitching, I think, because the pocket is so large. I think I want a little stitching here. So what I'm going to try to do now, this is because this is kind of new to me on these corner pockets like this. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to mark right there where that corner starts, and I'm going to find the bottom corner and right there, and I'm going to try to fold this at that angle. Now I'm not sure if we're going to do it as a fold or if I'm going to cut it off, and I can tell you that in just a few minutes what I want to do. I'm going to fold it there, and there's that fold right there. Now this, if everything goes right, alright you guys, I got to look again and make sure. Yeah, I just want to make sure I was on my pencil mark. Sometimes I can't see them real clear, and it didn't look like it was folding straight as it didn't. I may just slide this in like this and glue it and see how it would come out, and it appears to me to be okay. I don't see anything wrong with that, so we're going to go with that. But the other thing we can do is we can go in and cut this off and then glue that piece right there, although I would want it to be a little longer maybe. Alright, I like it flapped over, but I also need to do this, and I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to try it. It's going to be an experiment. If we don't like it, we'll do something different. The problem with this is I do have that thread there, and I'm going to try to cut it with this. I may not can. Set our book up for a second. to our cutter here. And we're going to try to get it right on that line because I don't want it to be any smaller than that or shorter because then it's going to show. But we can attach some more paper page to it if we need to. I'm just thinking just a second, guys. Let's go. Let's just try it. All right. Get that one out of the way. Well, it went right through the thread. I wasn't thinking it was going to. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I can get this in here a little bit. Now the problem is going to be, again, I'm going to have, when I do this, I'm going to have words on the outside here when we do this, when we arrange it like this. And I really don't want the words to show, the lettering. Although that's a nice, guys, that's almost a nice look, really, isn't it? All right, we're going to try to line up the threading and all. But I just don't like that. So I'm going to take another piece of book page, this right here. I've got to find a longer piece than that, don't I? All right, okay, let me go over here to behind me. This is where some of my book pages are. And it's a good idea to get some out. And this is just if you don't like the aesthetics of the way the text looks. If you like the text between it, which it did make a nice barrier, especially if we went in and stained it. It did make a nice barrier. And if you like that look, that is fine. Stick with that. Not so sure that there's not quite a few out there that would really like that look. So this is all a matter of preference. It's your journal. You do it how you want. And that's all I can say about it. All I can sit here and tell you the techniques I used to get to the ends of where I got to. But as far as aesthetics and the way things generally look, that is something you're going to have to decide for yourself. So we're going to go right back in here and we're going to glue this strip on that edge first. Not that you need any more strength there, really, because it's folded over. Excuse me. Coffee's getting to me this morning. Not that you don't, you don't have to have it, and you don't need extra strength. But I want this one for aesthetics reasons. Now, this is just me. I'm going to do this first. A little extra step here that, like I say, you don't have to take if you like the text. I'm not fond of the text showing, so I'm going to go in right along the edge, right along that edge where that lettering was showing. I don't want it showing. We have an issue here. And my husband borrowed my blade, as he often does, and did not bring my blade back, as he often does, so I got to go find me a new blade right when I really need it. But that's okay. Okay, I cut that edge off. Made that look nice. I'm going to come down here and clip this edge off along the book. Try not to cut your book. Okay. Okay, got that. Still not as nice and smooth edge as I want. About one time. There you go. Alright, now for me, I'm going to stain it a little. Just a little on the outside of that pocket. Let me move that out of the way. Just a little stain there. Not a lot, just a light. And let's go on with this step. Okay, I keep moving my glue paper over and back and forth, so if that bothers you, I'm sorry. Just ignore me, please. I have to do that to keep it out of my way because it gets a little glue on it and then it's going to mess up your... Or it could mess up your print on the other side. I had one yesterday. A little bit of ink got on it and it turned the page on the front. Excuse me, a little glue got on the ink side and it turned a little bit pink, but it's okay outside. I liked it afterwards anyway. Alright, let's set it aside again. It's just these matter, just work habits I get into. Alright, let's get this one on first. If we get this one placed about where I want it, then the other one I can line up. I want it to be inside the pocket just a little bit. Again, I do not mind the words inside the pocket being able to be seen when they open the pocket. That doesn't bother me in there because, again, it is an altered book. And that makes it people very aware that, well, it's another little step that makes it obvious that it's an altered book. Alright, we got that one on. Now, see, I've got my border on the way I like it, and now I can line it up, and I like the plain strip separating it better than I did the other way. And I am going to do one more thing after I do this, and I'll show you. I am going to make a thumb, pocket thumb. Now I might not, because I've got such a separation there. It's obvious that there's something else there. So let me think about the thumb notch. I'm not sure I'm going to do a thumb notch. And I forgot to put the Fairy Art School on that top piece, so we hope that's going to hold. And I'll probably just steal it back and pull it off, but we're not going to. We're going to move right along, showing you how to get these pockets covered and all these twists and turns that we've made in this book. What we are in the process of, just so you know, we are in what I call prep mode. If you've watched any of my videos for any length of time, I have told you and told you and told you repeatedly that prep is a necessary evil. A lot of people don't necessarily like prep work. Prep work is not always fun, but it is something you have to do if you're going to go into this type of stuff. You've got to have to get this prepping done. Once we get all this prepping done, of course, these are our base elements. We're going to come back and do our three-dimensional elements and our flip outs and things of that nature. So just, you know, there's another page. See, a little bit of glue right here. I feel like we need to get a little bit more attachment just right on that edge. Don't like that. I'm afraid the paper's going to tear. So I'm going to, and it's going to squeeze out a little, so I got to be careful. And if you're having problems with these strips like that, where you didn't get them glued real well the first time, it's a good idea maybe, a little at a time, come in and do one, and then put one of your, if you have any kind of a clip that you can put in hole. But I have found that with Berry Arts glue, if you just take and press your fingernail across it several times, or your bone folder, put your hand behind your bone folder, it'll adhere real quick, and you don't really have to worry about that. Just worry about the seepage that comes out from behind it so that you don't accidentally glue your page together when you're moving on. So let's go on. So we've got this pocket done, and I'm trying to decide. I do have a piece of string here that's giving me a little bit of, just a tiny bit of concern. So I am going to glue it down and try to put it underneath the book. Try to put it underneath the page like that. And it doesn't want to go under, it's too short. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to take the next route and we're going to clip that off and glue this down. There we go. Just a little bit of cosmetics. No, it stuck right back up after I let my finger go. Isn't that being ornery today? All right. But there's enough glue there. I feel like the stitching's not going to come out. And I glued it on the back too. So, all right. So there we go. I'm going to push on this one more time. Stretch my spine a little. Still be careful. The integrity of the spine is still a little weak. Alright, so we got that one done. Now we're going to come to another one of those little cute pockets. So we got to decide what we want to go there. And we've still got plenty of our printed, I hope, pages like this. I kind of like that one there. But I really like the stripe. I may have to print some more of my background sheets before we go any further. Alright, so I'm going to move this like this. Again, I'm going to show you. I want a little bit sticking out the edge. My pencil, and I want it coming right about that line right there, And then I'm going to want it to cut off right about right about there. So let's get our cutting board. Take my little marks and go from there. I think after videoing today, I am going to rearrange again and try to move my camera to my wider table. I am not quite happy with all this narrow space I have to work with. I just can't get everything in for you guys to see. Works great for me if I'm not videoing, because I don't have to worry about somebody seeing what I'm doing. But when I'm not videoing, it's a real problem. I mean, when I am videoing, it's a real problem, because you guys can't see everything I'm doing. And I just don't like that. Alright, so I got to measure this again because I cut off my line, my mark. Cut my mark off, and it's not, I'm not going to cut out much. I don't want much to stick through, just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I think we're there. Alright, let's see. I don't have any stitching on this one. And there again, I am going to end up, I need to come out a little more. I've got two options here. I can either go in and put a white strip out there, or I can push this one all the way up to there, which is what I think I'm going to do on this one instead of the white strip. Let me see. Let's look at what we did on this first one. Way back here. We actually did a white strip. And I think maybe I should stick with the same. I should stick with the same. So, another page. I'm going to grab another page. Okay, another page. I'm going to cut the strip off a little bit. Cut off a little bit of a strip. Glue that right there. I got quiet, didn't I? Sometimes the silence just kind of all of a sudden stuns you, like, oh my goodness, it's quiet. I love beautiful mornings like this. It is still early here in my home. Eastern North Carolina is what I call home. And it's a beautiful sunny morning. I thought it was going to rain today, and so far, no rain. Okay, we've got that. I've lost my strip. That's not funny. Okay. Alright, there we go. That looks good, guys. And I like that stitching right across that top, so that looks good. So we'll put the book aside one more time. We're going to grab the paper for gluing. Good, get it really down. I am liking using the glue stick, so I will tell you so far I am really happy with how quickly this helps me get a good coating of glue on, and the fact that it lets me slide. Let me drink a swallow of my coffee, guys. My mouth gets dry and then I want to start coughing a little bit, and I don't want to cough on you guys. But I really am liking the glue stick so far. So if it will hold my books together and not dry and turn brittle, which is what I have had others do, like the Elmer's glue, unfortunately I have used it and it did turn brittle. So I don't recommend those Elmer's. But let's see how long this lasts, and then I can tell you. But I love that stitching across that top. That just gives it a cute little look, since we're doing a lot of stitching in this book. And I didn't stitch this particular pocket page. I like that. So I say, I hope I'm not using the same background. But I'm not. Excuse me, see, I'm already copying. Alright, I've got to try to measure again. And I want to get a thumbnail in this one. I'm definitely going to put a thumbnail in it. And it's like 3 1/4. That's 3 1/2. It's like right there is your center. It's right about there is my center. And my punch right here. Okay, I got my thumb punch in there. And that's just not necessary, guys. That is strictly up to you. If you want to do this, I like it. It's just the thing that I'm going with in this particular book. So that's why it's there. And I am staining the edge on both sides to distinguish that there is a pocket here. Okay, on this other side, we're going to have to see what kind of unique little thing we can do. All right, the last one we did a fold out, a cute fold out journaling spot. This one, I'm trying to decide, do I want another fold out or not? Okay, I'm going to stretch my binding a little. I'm hoping that's fine. Okay, you can do that as you're working your book, but you just want to make sure you keep the integrity. Okay, what do we want to do here, guys? What do we want different? We don't want it exact. We can't. Okay, I got another idea. We can go. All right, the first and foremost, you want your lines to be the way you want somebody to be able to journal. We could go, I was going to say we could fold up and down, but I'm not going to be able to do that. And I really don't want it exactly like the other one. So what we're going to do here is just add another page here. Got this. I want to find something that will go with that, but not too much pattern. Oh, I've already got a line piece here. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. I've got stitching already done on this one. There is lines for journaling, and if we want to come and put something later on when we start adding the three-dimensional elements and making things pop up a little more, we can come in and do that. So let's just cut this one. We're going to do the same process here. I'm going to cut a page strip, glue down. I'm going to cut this one off right here, and I'll save this backside because we'll probably use this for something else. Okay, let's see if we can get this one in. Where did I just mark it? I see it. I marked it right on the leaf and didn't realize it, so it took me a second to find it. We're going to cut this. Hopefully it's nice and straight. Save this because that's perfect for another one. And we've got quite a few of these center folds like that, pockets, so not all of them have stitching, but we're going to go with the stitching on this one because that blends beautifully. Okay, another book page. Again, cutting a strip off, just a tiny strip. Save this because you can fold it for something else, pockets, something else, right there. All right. Make sure the glue's dry so that I don't mess up my print here. Guys, I'm sorry, I've got a tickle. We have got pollen falling like crazy, but hey, you know what that means? It means it's getting spring. Oh, we love spring around here. My husband and I, we're both nearly 70 years old. He's 70, I'm 68. As we've gotten older, just are intolerable of the winter. The winter just about kills us both. Bones hurt, aches. I've had COVID twice this past winter. I kid you not. I have COVID twice. I actually, this past year, 2023, was a rough year because in February of 2023, I caught the flu and RSV at the same time. I had the B strain of the flu, and I had RSV that I caught from my little 2-year-old grandson. He went to daycare one day and ended up bringing flu back home with us, or that RSV. I stayed in the hospital several weeks. It was a rough go. In and out, touch and go. My left lung was nearly destroyed from the RSV. I've got so much scarring in it. But I thought, okay, well, it took me till June to get back on my feet. So if you look at my missing videos in here, you'll see what I'm saying. I missed quite a few videos during that time. I had all these plans for last year, and that flu strain caught me so off guard so early in the year. All our plans got destroyed. But we kind of caught up towards the end of the year. But to make a long story short, right before Christmas, let's see, November, right? Yeah, Thanksgiving, because I had to miss Thanksgiving. Right at Thanksgiving week, 2 or 3 days before Thanksgiving, I caught another flu strain and COVID at the same time. I tested positive for both. My doctor said he was just totally unbelieving this. I guess I made medical history, because yeah, I've had a flu twice with some other strain of something at the same time. But they use that Plavix, or there was some kind of a flu. There's a new flu, not a vaccine, but a medication for COVID that I took, and it helped. But anyway, I had COVID and that RSV last year. And then turned around and I caught COVID again the very first week in January this year. And I said, Lord, please, 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 let's don't start that again this year. So I hope I'm over all the bad things. So that makes me just so glad, getting to why I'm saying all this, that we know spring is on the way. Even though the pollen is driving me nuts, because I have asthma too, yeah, we are enjoying this spring. Now this is a little odd looking, and I didn't catch it when I first did it because there's a writing spot there, but you know what, it's really strange. I almost lined up the lines perfectly, so it doesn't even look odd at all really there. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and do the thumb notch again, just a little more than 3.5. Just a little. It's right. I don't even know what that measurement is, and I'm not even going to try to rack my brain to figure it out. But it's right there. And we're going to thumb notch that again. Oh, well, you know what? We could have done it this way. Let's get right in the same spot. That would have been a whole lot smarter, wouldn't it? We did it. All right, and let's stain it just a little, where you just notched it out, and there you go. That looks really, really, really good to me. Okay, so we've got nothing special. I am really going to go back in and I will add a little something to that. Haven't started, maybe a little flip down something. I'm not going to worry again about my words showing inside. It is an altered book, so that's where you're going to be noticeable. Now we've got a little bit different here. We have a double pocket, so it's going to be a little strange doing a double pocket. I don't want 2 different prints from side to side, so I am going to have to go in, and I don't need no stitching on this part because I really like that, but that's just too much. Oh, I like this. I like this one. I've got this one, and I like that. So this one is going to be measured and folded down where the pockets are, okay? So here again, get it about where you want it on the page. Look at your lines, your spacing all the way around here. Again, trusty pencil, make sure you got the pencil. The ruler is always close by. And find the fold, which is right here. And the other fold, you gotta find it. It's really light here. You know what? Let me show you how to help you there, because I couldn't hardly see it myself. I'm going to go in and darken those edges right quick, because we are going to cover them, the strip, like we've always done. Okay, to distinguish it. Okay, that helps. Just a little bit darkening. That doesn't even matter. It's not going to hurt it. Go back and replace it. Get your borders all the way around like you want it. Okay, there's my first pencil mark. I almost laid it right down perfectly again. And the other one's going to go right there. And this one's going to go at an angle right there. And that one's going to go at that angle right there. Okay. Alright, so now I need to fold here and here. Set the book up out of my way. Get my first pinch right there. Get my second pinch right there. And fold it. Okay. It's my first pinch, my second pinch. Alright, so that's going there. See if that's going to go over that edge. What it's going to look like. It looks, okay, it looks good to me. Alright, so there's the first one. That's your first fold. Alright, your second fold is, alright, there's your first pinch right there on that corner, on that line. Your next pinch is right there. Pinch some. Press it down. Alright, did it fold right? Nope, that one didn't pinch good. So let's pull it up again. We're going to refold that one. Got the first pinch right, but the second pinch didn't, so we got to refold. Okay. Got it? Alright, now let's see if this is going to fall right into place like it's supposed to. And it looks like it is going to fall into place. Okay guys, so that got your double pockets right there in place. On this one, we have an option of doing the same thing, and I think we are, just because of paper's sake. It's just a whole lot easier to me since I've got my actual corner done. And now I'm going to go in and cut those. And let's hope it works out as well as it did the first time. If it don't, we'll, of course, do something a little different. But I am trying to stay. Alright, now these are harder to cut, but you can look at where they're folded. And if you're familiar with your cut line here, it's not too hard to do. I've got mine right in there, centered where it usually does. Try not to move it at all. And as you see, I sliced it right on that line. I'm gonna, my blade's getting testy now. It's okay though. Alright, so that's one side. That's this top piece here, so I got to keep them kind of in my mind where they go. And then let's go with this one. It's going to be a little different than the other one. Got to get it lined right up, hold it, try not to let it move. Come right. Oop, that thread's not wanting to cut there. Alright, so we need to clean that up just a tiny bit. We're getting a bad blade cut now. I'm not sure if my blade's getting dull or if it's just because it's, yeah, probably because it's cut through that thread several times. But that's okay. We're going to clean out the valley. Sometimes you have to clean this valley out. It does get small pieces of paper in it. Alright, and I did chip it out a little bit. That's okay. We're not going to worry about it at this point. Here's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to slide it a little ways under, so that we have a little bit of a gap here and here. And see, I lost that corner that I kind of messed up. I am going to clip that little thread right there off and put a dot of glue there. When I glue it in, I'll glue the whole piece. But let's just kind of place it together to make sure we're going to be able to line everything up. Okay. I'm going to line that one up this way. Okay. And let's line this one up this way. Try to keep the stitching going in the same, at the same level, which may not be easy, but you can do it with your eyes. I am doing it with my eye look only. Alright, that looks good. And now we're going to take our pointed piece and try to line it up the same. Alright, because I want more here, I am going to try to pull these down just a little bit more, guys, like this. Give me a little more up here. No, then that's not going to give me, so I may have to pull them up. Let's see how that works. Then I won't have any line there, so I just have to put thumbnails. So let's know. Alright, so I've got to go with it that way. I'm going to have to cut just a tiny bit off that one. Not a problem. I'd rather have it inside the pocket here a little bit. And on this one, when we line it up here, I am going to, I think that is such a minor amount of lettering, I may just leave them there. I got to think about that. No. I really need to stay with my original plan and make sure that no word shows on the outside stuff. Let me cut this just a little, guys. Just a tiny, tiny bit off of here because I want a little bit more edge at that bottom, away from that center binding. Again, that's just a quirk. It's not a necessity. It's just me. And I cut it just as crooked as I could cut it, it looks like. I cannot believe I did that. Well, I can believe it. I do it a lot, so alright, let's just try. Sometimes I can't cut that small piece off, so I'm going to have to hand trim it. But that's the good thing about checks and things. You actually can come in and trim right along that line, which is why what I was trying to cut, and I've cut off the edge that I missed. See, just a little sliver. It's funny how it makes a big difference, or it does to me. Alright, do I want it like that or not? Right on that edge. No, I want some space here, and I don't care if the stitching isn't lining up all the way across. I'm going to go with my original plan with my little white strips here. So we're going to grab 2 more book pages. I got to find some more darker ones. I got a lot of different pages here, and I have to try to choose the ones that I think come closest to the color of the book already. Alright, just a little bit of technical glitch here. And not really. I was kind of anticipating there would be a little bit more. Don't forget to glue them in. But we'll cut 2 strips, and I'll just do it at one time. This is such lightweight paper. Let's make it a lot more simple by just doing it all at once. Don't need a lot of a strip on this one because it's just a small little space. Right. Take these pieces back out. So now you're getting the gist of the term altered book, because this is really altered, isn't it, guys? Really, really altered. All kinds of little alterations we're doing here. But that is the fun to me of doing altered books, is there's just so many different ways to do things. And then taking a book and making it look totally different than what it started out for. Giving it a new purpose is the best thing in the world, because a lot of these old Reader's Digests, people today just aren't reading them. So this little Reader's Digest is getting a whole new purpose, and hopefully somebody will like its new purpose and will enjoy it for a long time to come. Later on in life, maybe you guys will start seeing these altered books in yard sales and things from people that have purchased them, have gone on to the next phase of their life, and you'll start being able to pick these up in yard sales. That's just kind of an odd thought to me, but that's likely what's going to happen. This junk journal page will probably die out, like as every page in craft and everything else does at some point in time. It dies out or gets less, goes away for a while. It's a fad. It'll go away for a while, and then it'll come back again. We have this happen all the time in life. Things change. Boy, I've seen a lot of change in my lifetime. My husband's mother saw a lot of change in her lifetime. It's amazing to me, the changes we see. Okay, so I've gone in and cut, and I've cut out these strips now to blend with each page. So now we've got a real distinction there of a pocket. I'm going to ink it again. Just a little, nothing big, just the edge, a little. Just a little distinction. Okay, so let's start the gluing process. And let's hope we get it done right the first time. I just lost my glue board that quick. It's bound to have fallen behind my desk because it is not on my desk. Yep, it did fall right behind me. All right. Lord, yeah, I'm so clumsy, y'all. You just have to overlook me. Hey, but the ends, I get there. I do get there. That's the thing. Okay, got that one glued. A little bit of this on these edges just for safety reasons. Glue that thread down good. Do want to do that. I know y'all get tired watching me put this needle back in this glue, but just a habit I have. Like I said, my husband gave me a cork board up here to put the pin in, but I still seem to lose it. Alright, let's go with this placement first. We just want a little tiny bit of edge there. Make sure that we've got a straight edge down here. And we are in with that first side of that pocket. Now we're going to go with the bottom piece or the inside pocket pieces. I have so enjoyed doing this journal so far. I really have decided that altered books are my niche, are my main niche. I enjoy doing these so much better than I do a designer journal, which, guys, let me explain. A junk journal is a journal that you take pieces of paper from old mailings, old scrapbook pages, just stuff that would have been normally discarded, and you make a journal. That's a junk journal. Designer journal, my term for designer journal, or the journal alternative to a junk journal, is a designer journal, and that is where you actually purchase somebody's kit they've designed, journal kit, page kit, and you make a journal from scratch with those. That to me is a designer journal. And then the altered book is what we're doing here. We're actually taking an old book and rework it. And now, that's another thing. An old book can be a spiral notebook, a composition book, a printed novel like this, an atlas, an encyclopedia. There's lots and lots of altered books. So there's lots of ways to make altered books. But that's my point is, I love doing this better than I like doing the designer journals. Although I use designer kits inside of my altered books, this is the process that is my favorite. I guess you would catch that because the name of my shop is the Altered Book Nook, so that would be probably why my name is like it is. And I chose that name many long years ago, and I have just stuck with it. Of course, NanaKaye Designs is my online designer kits, designer journal page kits. So don't get confused. We're one and the same. NanaKaye Designs and the Altered Book Nook is one and the same. Just two different niches there. Just makes it easy for me to keep the two separated. I love that. That ended up looking pretty. I didn't think we were going to be able to line that stitching up. It has worked out beautifully. I love it. So there, you got your distinct two-page clip pockets here. They are glued down the center here. You got two pockets, and you've got your page on, and voila. So today we have learned how to place our flat paper on our different type folds. So we had 3 different type folds here today that we've covered again. This was the second time we've covered that one and this one. So we're going to move along. Next time I will probably have gone in. I'm going to do the rest of them off video because I don't see any other ones. I'm looking real quick. These are the same. That is a different fold until I get here. And so next video I have everything done except this page here, which you see there's 2 different height pockets. This is a mountain. You got a mountain, 2 mountains here, 2 peaks. So that's pockets there. That one we're going to do online next time. And we've got two different styles here. We've got the corner fold here with a straight pocket at the bottom. So we will be doing that one on the next video, showing you how to cover that. And then we've got a fold like this. I'm not sure. I'll probably go ahead and do it because it's the same technique as the original fold. And then that's just a dual pocket. We may do that one. So we'll do 3 again on the next one. And the base for our journal will be complete on the 3rd video. So you guys have a great day. NanaKaye is going to jump off here and finish printing a few more of the beautiful backgrounds so that we've got a lot of variety in this book. And I will do the ones that we've already done, repeats, get them on out of the way so we can go move along. And then, like I say, we've got 3 new placements that we'll do on the next video, which will be tomorrow, Tuesday. So look for me and just grab your supplies and have fun, guys. Please check us out, NanaKayeDesigns.com. You can find some of my kits there. Etsy. The Altered Book, Etsy.com/The Altered Book Nook is where my latest one called Winter Blooms has been just uploaded, so that's a new one. I'll give you a little sneak of a couple of the pages I got here, but that's my Winter Blooms kit. So go in there and look for that one. There is a video showing you all the pages and everything that comes in that kit. It is a bundle. It's on Etsy, available now. So have a great day, and we will get back to this book next time. Bye-bye. Thanks so much.